Hi, dear ones. So, I've been feeling a lot of relief the past few days as a direct result of a reframe that came to me in a meditation, and I wanted to hop on and share it with you in case it might be helpful for you too. So, one day early this week, I woke up after having had a dream about floating in midair. It felt like I was in zero gravity. And I woke up and I decided to go into meditation to understand this a little bit more. And in the meditation, I saw myself over this great chasm in the earth. Think about like a crack in the rock going all the way down to the bedrock, or a crack in a glacier. It was the feeling sense of being suspended over this dark, deep, unknown place. And the feeling like I was straddling, like one foot on either side of this chasm. I both wasn't where I had been and I'm not yet where I'm going, but I'm perched precariously over this chasm. And it really made a lot of sense for how I've been feeling recently, like suspended in midair, a very liminal space with this deep, dark, subterranean energy sort of rushing up towards me, which sometimes can include despair. It can also include subterranean parts of myself, unearthing parts of myself that maybe I haven't had the opportunity to experience as much before. But one of the things that came to me when I just sat with the chasm in the meditation was this incredible gem, which is that the more I can let go and surrender my control, surrender my idea of timelines or plans, the more I will be able to be a voice for the deep. So inside that chasm, all the way deep down, is the voice of the earth. It's these voices that have been buried, these voices that have not been heard in a long time. And when I got this message in this meditation, it really made me think of the stories of the oracle at Delphi, the Pythia, the ancient Greek oracle who was told to sit over this chasm in the earth. And as she sat over this chasm, she would literally receive these emanations from the earth, and it would come forth out of her as prophecy and as oracle. And I think that there is a huge seed of truth, and for me a torch that has really helped me through this week, which is that if I can let go of feeling like I have to know what's happening right now, I have to control what's going on, all of which is impossible. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a big planner. That's just like part of how I operate, and it's like all plans are out the window right now. And there is a piece of, if I can embrace that, if I can embrace this lesson of truly letting go and just, even though it's uncomfortable, trusting this suspension over the chasm right now, that I can learn how to be even more of a clear oracle for the unknown, even more of a clear channel from the space of the unknown. You know, I really think learning how to be okay with being in the unknown is a huge part of learning how to speak for powers and energies that are beyond our understanding. You know, the more you let in not knowing, the more you can speak from a place of knowing beyond your personal knowing. These are all really big lessons for me. And I really understand that there is something to this time if we can embrace as much as we can just how out of control we really are, like how much we don't really have control over what's happening in our lives and in our world, that this could really be a time of prophecy and oracle for us personally for the rest of our lives. I think that there are a lot of things that are emanating from the deep right now, the deep of our subconscious, the deep of our cultures, the deep of our world, that is sort of planting the seeds inside of us to be able to understand what is to come in our lives, what we are here to give, what those gifts really are. And yet now is not the time to totally understand it or be able to formulate it. It's just the time to receive. In some stories of the oracle received and spoke in tongues that had to be deciphered. And whether or not this is actually true, I think that there is something about what is being received right now. It might not feel very clear at all. In fact, it might feel like gibberish, and that's okay. It's not up to us to unscramble the signals. It's just up to us to receive, and the only way we can do that is just to allow ourselves to be over this chasm, to be out of control and in the unknown. Allow the breath of the world to move through us by surrendering and trusting the larger process. So for me, how this is looking is to not overschedule, to realize that this is not the time to do all the things, and to leave as much open space as I can in my schedule right now, to really let go of the plans of what I think a day should look like, and just be open to what arises each day to be done. It's like all we can do right now is take it one day at a time. And I think we're all loading a lot of shoulds on ourselves. I know I am. And to be able to release that and just see what arises that day is really the deepest work we can do in this moment. And one of the things that is true is that there's a lot of really amazing free offerings happening right now. It seems like every day in my inbox I get another invitation to an incredible free event, live stream, meditation, you name it. It's incredible. And if you're anything like me as a highly sensitive person, it's a little bit overwhelming. I start getting this deep feeling of FOMO. Like if I don't sign up for that thing, I'm going to miss it forever. And I had a moment yesterday where I started to feel anxious, actually, about making sure I took advantage of all the different amazing things that's happening. You know, yoga over Zoom or taking a dance class or whatever it is. And I realized that I was defaulting into a pattern of thinking that I had to do all the things, I had to fill my day with plans, I had to grasp every moment or it would disappear. And I realized that the most important thing I personally can do for myself at this time, and maybe the same is true for you, is to actually just create space. And if any of those free offerings help me to do that, awesome. If it's helpful in any way, if you're taking advantage of something that is really supporting you, go for it. But if you feel at all overwhelmed, know that it's completely okay to create space. And in fact, I think that that is one of the most important things we can do. Because the truth is that when we learn how to become oracles of the unknown, we are sharpening our abilities to be channels, to be intuitives. Some people in this world, when they channel or they intuit, they are speaking to particular guides or they actually see the beings that they're talking to. But most of us are channeling from the unknown. Most of us, when we receive insight or guidance, it is coming from that space of the mystery, that space of the deep. So if we can just stay with ourselves, stay with and comfort our bodies as we're in this uncomfortable place of straddling the chasm, we can learn how to speak to the mystery even more deeply and how to be even more guided in our lives when we do reach the other side, which I promise you we will. So let the way forward be revealed to you moment by moment. Let the day show you what needs to be taken care of. And in every way that you can, just give yourself permission to be in your experience, to come back home to what is true for you in this moment, and to take care of yourself. So I hope that this was helpful. I know I'm going to be taking this into my weekend to give myself even more permission to have that space and time. And I give you that permission as well if you need it. All right, dear ones. Till next time.